Harvard Cite Them Right referencing style is the most commonly used at University of Staffordshire, and this short video will show you the basics of how to use it. First of all, it's important to make sure that your subject area uses Harvard before you watch any more of the video. Now, generally speaking, at the University of Staffordshire, all of the subjects at the university use Harvard, apart from psychology, sport and exercise, and law. There are also some subjects, such as engineering, who will use a different referencing style in addition to Harvard. So it's important to check your assignment briefs carefully and to listen to your lecturers to make sure you're using the right referencing style for the right assignment at the right time. Essentially, though, if you're studying a subject that's not on the list to the left, then your subject is likely to use Harvard, even if another style is required for occasional assignments. So if you're certain that you're using Harvard, you next need to think about, am I going to be using the right version? There are many versions of Harvard because it's been updated many times over the years. And at the University of Staffordshire, the version that's currently in use is the 13th edition of Harvard Cite Them Right style. Cite Them Right is a resource that we provide for you to help you to ensure that you are presenting your references correctly. Cite Them Right sets the style for this version of Harvard. So using this resource to help you will make sure that you're using the most up-to-date version. Make sure you are using that version all the time to ensure that your references are correct. So now let's think about what Harvard Cite Them Right style looks like. There are two parts to this referencing style. There's the in-text citation and the reference list. The in-text citation is where you are writing your assignment and you make a point and you indicate in your writing where that evidence came from. The reference list provides the full details of that source of evidence so that your reader can access it independently. The two need to match, so every time there's an in-text citation in your writing, there needs to be a reference list to match it for each independent source. Let's look in detail at that in-text citation. The in-text citation enables your reader to identify who said this originally, who provided you with this evidence, and when it was said. And there's some examples. So in this sentence, we're presenting some evidence from some research which was carried out by Jamal. Jamal's research was published in 2024, and the bit of information that we're presenting specifically can be found on page 6 of their research report. In this example, we've got a definition of a concept, and that definition was originally provided by Zhang. Zhang published that in 2025, and the definition of this concept can be found on page 89 of that source. So the information you need to show in your in-text citation is the author's name, their surname, not the initials, or the organisation name. You also need to indicate the year it was published or last updated, and the page number where that information can be found if it's a source with page numbers. The reference list entry then provides more information, so you need to include some more details. And broadly, you need to indicate who said it, when it was said, what it is, what's it called, and where can it be found. And here's an example, a small example of a reference list. We've got 3 sources. They all start with who wrote it. The American Psychological Association is the author of the first source. McCormick J.M. is the author of the second source. Van D. E.A.M. et al. is our authors in the third, Et al. Means that there's 4 or more authors in that author team. Next, they're presenting when, and that's in round brackets, so we can see the year of publication in second position. And then we've got information about what the source is called. The web page at the top is called Misinformation and Disinformation. The book in the second place is American Foreign Policy and Process. And then we've got 2 titles in the third one because that's a journal article. So the article title is ChatGPT, 5 Priorities for Research. And then we've got a journal title there to show which journal it's in, which is Nature. Then we state where it can be found. We say available at, and then a web link for a web source, and give the date that we accessed it. The book, we provide its publisher details. And the journal article, we have a link to the DOI, the Digital Object Identifier, which is unique to each article. This video is a very brief introduction to using Harvard Cite Them Right style. So there's some things that will help you to develop your skills in this area. We've got some do's and don'ts, and we'll start with the don'ts. Don't just use the version of Harvard that you might have used before, because it's very likely to have been updated, which will mean that the version you used before is now incorrect. Don't leave it to the last minute to do your reference list. Getting referencing right takes time and a lot of care. And don't use tools that will claim to do your referencing for you. First of all, they're likely to make mistakes, but also they prevent you from learning how to reference yourself. And being able to do that yourself means you'll be more likely to spot your own mistakes that you might make so that you can correct them. So what you should do is use Cite Them Right to help you. You can use the latest version of the Cite Them Right book, which is available in print in our libraries, or you can use Cite Them Right online, which is available via the Ref Zone or your subject guide. What's the How to Use Cite Them Right online video? That's available on our YouTube channel in the referencing playlist and on the Ref Zone. And you should take your time, work carefully on your citations and references, check them using Cite Them Right systematically and carefully to make sure that you're getting everything right as you go. Now here are some QR codes to get you to some of those resources. Pause the video here so that you can access them on your phone. The Ref Zone is on the left. Use the Ref Zone menu to select Harvard, to find more about Harvard referencing and to access Cite Them Right. And the QR code on the right-hand side will take you directly to the How to Use Cite Them Right video.